winds go easy on us. Okay, we'll jump to interior, passenger brief. We're going the safety P stuff. I have to memorize this stuff. Seatbelts, air vents, fire extinguisher, exits, talking, and your questions, and positive exchange of controls. Hops attack time, I didn't check that, but I trust Lindsay. I don't know if I should.
I'll just take a picture of it.
Okay. Circuit breakers are all in. Ultimate static. Flickers. Seatbelts, C-track, back lock, avionics off. Carb heat off. Mixture full ridge. Throttle. Slight. Brake set. Clear! Master on. Beacon on. Key.
Check, check. Check, 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 check. Okay, flow. Go ahead, turn so oil pressure in the green. Oil pressure green. Ammeter looks fine. Avionics you turned on. Yep. Taxi light is on. Taxi light's on. All other lights that we don't need are off right now. Good. Makes this, clean this out a little bit. You already did that. Flaps up, both set for takeoff. 1200 ALT. Navigation database is current. Current. Half left, half up, half up. Checks out. We're good. I'll dial up. Ground's already dialed up. Tower's already dialed up. Already dialed up. So go ahead, grab pace.
ILS runway 28 right approach in use. Landing runway 28 right, runway 28 left. No practice approaches to Brownfield. Tower frequency for runway 28 right is 125.7. No TAMs. Runway alignment indicator lights are unusable. No TAM number 01/009 are in effect for Montgomery Field. These caution aircraft may experience 5G interference in the vicinity of Montgomery Field. These costs for cranes in the vicinity of Montgomery. Hazardous weather for Southern California available on hot flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact. You have Sierra.
Terrain. System test. Okay.
Montgomery Tower, disinformation, Sierra 19530, wind variable at 3, weather better than 5,005, temperature 19er, dew point -10, altimeter 3031, ILS runway 28 right approach in use, landing runway 28 right, runway 28 left. No.
Okay, definitely got it. Okay, checklist. No oil pressure mixture, pre-taxi, flaps up, heathen. Avionics, altimeter 3031. Much there already. 440. Not like that. Transponder set, ADSB. Check, radio tested. Taxi light is on. Brakes. I'll test my brakes. Nobody's coming. My controls. Your controls. You wanna check yours? I'm good. Alright. We're on ground.
Montgomery ground, Cessna 5150 Delta, executive westbound with Sierra.
Cessna 5150 Delta, Montgomery ground, runway 28 left, taxi via Juliet Hotel Bravo.
28 left, Juliet Hotel Bravo, 5150 Delta, sorry.
Flown too many times in 86 Echo.
Yeah.
Ground Sierra 301 Romeo Victor, executive Sierra taxi 28 right, westbound.
Sierra 301 Romeo Victor, Montgomery ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Juliet Hotel Alpha.
28 right, Cirrus 301, Romeo Victor.
We're clear. Okay, swinging freely, swinging freely. Less than 5 degrees of bank into the turn ball to the outside. Awesome. My plane is dope. 762 4 Sierra. Bush plane? Yeah. Scoot a little bit more to the right. Try to be right on the center line.
Montgomery ground, Archer 5 Bravo Mike, at coast with information Sierra, looking for VFR flight following to Oceanside for multiple practice approaches.
Okay, pre-taxi stuff, all good. Next flight brakes, has altitude indicator, turn coordinator, heading indicator and compass.
Archer 5 Bravo Mike, squawk 0223.
The run brake set, fuels both.
0223.
Trim set for takeoff, flight controls. Just accidentally clicked the radio button. Free and correct. The phone mount didn't touch anything, so that's good. Mixture, go full rich. Go to 1700. Go to the right. Lost less than 100. Both. The left. Less than 100. Less than 125. Okay. Less than 125. Less than 100, even better though. Yes, true.
And Montgomery ground, Archer 5 Bravo
Mike.
We're ready to taxi at coast with Sierra.
Working. Vacuum is green. Have some volts. Looks okay.
Archer 5 Bravo Mike, runway 28 left.
Where's the, where do you see, like the 28 volt? Oh, there, that thing, okay. Oil pressure, oil temperature, both green, both green.
5 Bravo Mike.
But also say right here. The volts, okay, got it. Alright, so slowly go to idle. A little bit more. Lean that. Cool. Throttle friction feels good. Alright, run up's good. Briefing, gonna go westbound. We're gonna runway heading until at least 3200 or about bounce a little data. We'll hang a right, look the coast. Then we'll start doing maneuvers. Sounds good. We'll go up to 4,500. 4,500. Okay. Out here, run up done inside of a .1. Dang. Speedy McGee. We're on 28 left, so 3. Pre-takeoff, briefing, just flaps are up, mixture, lights, camera, action, car repeats off, spawners on 1200, and halt. Heading bug set, doors and windows closed and latched. Lights, camera, action will be that. Time, brakes, release. Board plan, if we have a problem or we don't hit 2280, runway remaining, we'll go back to the runway. No runway remaining, less than 500 feet, 30 degrees, either way. Above 590 degrees, either way. 1,000 feet, we'll come back to the runway. Okay. I will call tower.
Montgomery Tower, Cessna 5150 Delta, holding short, 28 left, westbound.
Cessna 5150 Delta, Montgomery Tower, westbound approved, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 left, 50 Delta.
Lights. Camera.
Cat 2 for Sierra, multiple aircraft on final for the north runway, number 1, runway 28 left, clear for the
Clear.
option.
Scout 2 for Sierra, clear for the option, 28 left. Montgomery
At the
Tower,
center
408, Charlie
Wind
Alpha,
sock.
beam of Torrey Pine,
Left.
2500, requesting full stop. With information Sierra 40.
Back on the center line. Alright,
Roger,
airspeed's
408,
alive.
make left traffic,
Gauges are
runway clear
green.
left.
We got 2280. Start taking out that crosswind. There's 50, 55. Pitch for 73. Good job stopping those wheels. A little slow to the horizon. Wow, dude, so good. Yeah, doing it 3 times in 1 week helps. Pit map right here. Yeah. Runway looks aligned with this.
Archery Charlie Alpha, traffic slightly behind and to your right. Overtaking to your right faster is the Cirrus, descending out of 3000. I got that Cirrus in sight, Charlie Alpha. Archery Charlie Alpha, Roger. Plan to follow them and they're slightly faster. Okay, we will follow them, Charlie Alpha.
Yeah, not too bad. If it's like this, I can
And
handle
Archery
it.
Charlie Alpha,
But
destroy,
no,
looks like
it
they're
gets a lot
going
worse.
now.
I think it's going to be
Okay,
very similar.
Charlie Alpha.
We'll get 1 or 2 little good ones, but okay, I think that'll be it. Okay, we're about 1,000 feet. AGL, climb check, let's turn off taxi light and landing light, right? Or no, or just, I should have turned off the taxi light. When do you turn off the taxi light? I do it after I leave my mixture after the run up. Okay. So landing light's off, still full power, mixture's full. But if it's nighttime and I want to see more runway, I'll just have it all on. Might as well. And then it says on the climb checklist, landing and taxi light off. Okay. Alright, climb checklist complete. We're at 1,800, climbing 4,500.
Got 240, runway to left, clear for the option.
Got 240, clear for the option. 28 left, this will be a full stop for 240.
Got 240, Roger, runway to left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 28 left, 76 240.
2-4 Sierra, that was that guy. The seaplane? Yeah, the Bush pilot. Oh, the Bush pilot. Why is it making me bank right? $2,500, climbing 4,500.
Traffic, traffic, 10 o'clock, 2 miles, 800 feet below.
Can you hear that? The traffic 10 o'clock, 2 miles? Are you getting it from your iPhone? I don't know. Huh. Because it was coming from my iPhone and I'm connected via Bluetooth, so you must be the same. Huh. Unless I'm broadcasting, I think, right now, because I'm connected to the thing. That's cool. This guy didn't show it. I didn't see it. And there's 2,900. There's 3,000. I'll lean this a little bit. Don't want to overheat any cylinders though. 3,200. We're clear to turn left, or turn right now.
50 to traffic, 12 o'clock, 2.5 miles offshore La Jolla, southbound RV, 3,400 indicated.
Looking for traffic, 50 Delta.
I'll go ahead and turn right just to...
And Montgomery Tower, 43903 is Soledad with information Sierra.
Zoom out and see him here.
Archer 4393, Montgomery Tower, traffic slightly ahead to your
There he is.
right. 3,000 restricted, also inbound is the RV plan to follow.
Copy, we got that traffic in sight, 43903.
Transfer, make left traffic, runway to left.
3,500, climbing 4,500.
Left to Gulf 1, over to ground, 762 Sierra, thanks very much.
And we'll make left hand traffic to the left, 43903.
Archer Charlie Alpha, runway to left, clear to land.
28 left, clear to land, 408 Charlie Alpha.
3,700.
Montgomery Tower,
Climbing
Archer
4,500.
5 Bravo Mike, ready for our westbound departure at Bravo 28 left.
Archer 5 Bravo Mike, Montgomery Tower westbound, approved, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 left, 5 Bravo Mike.
Montgomery Tower,
4,000, climbing 4,500.
Mount full at 3,500, about full stop 0.
RV 166 Delta, Montgomery Tower, make left traffic, runway 28 left.
Left traffic 28 left, 66 Delta.
RV 66 Delta, verify you have Montgomery in sight. We're beam your right and about 3.5 miles.
Yeah, 166 Delta.
Go ahead and switch to air to air. Go for it. Good down here. 226, since I'm going to need those other ones that are already programmed.
RV 66 Delta, traffic
Five,
slightly
swap
south
it
of position to
over.
follow you, Laurel.
Comp 2. And I want to level off in a second here. Pitch for 4 fingers. $20, 2,200 or so, 21, 22 in that range. 2,200 gives us about 90 knots, and so since we're 5 knots slower than that, you'll probably want to lower your nose. It'll give us 90, and then you can trim for it. Good call. Yeah, I'm on the right thing, right? San Diego Coastal, White Cessna 5150 Delta, offshore Torrey Pines, 4,500 northbound, coastal. Oh, why am I veering to the right so much? Wind, yeah.
Feet below.
What? 10 o'clock, 1,000 feet below. You can hear all that, huh? I'm gonna check. Yeah, that's interesting. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's cool. Alright, we're at 4,600 now. Didn't mean to do that. That's right, I'm not too worried about this today. You can make some effort to fix it. If you just roll that trim wheel down, you'll change the speed at which we're trimmed for, right? And then you'll just continue descending through that. So one option is to reduce throttle, let the nose fall to maintain the same speed, and then you'll pitch back up once you're there, 4 fingers, add the power back in, and our speed theoretically didn't change almost at all. So you'll bring that nose up, pitch, and then power.
San Diego North, White Cessna, Valley Center, 4,500 stall, San Diego North.
It's loud for me. Turn it down on my thing. And then we'll run a cruise checklist now that we're all level. Okay, cruise checklist. Diverting your attention to your altitude and heading as we run through the cruise checklist. It's just power mixture instruments in this airplane. Yeah, right. Power's right where we want it. Mixture's lean, and it's not causing any overheating. And then instruments is like, could be these guys, and it used to be set this thing to that thing, but this is done automatically. So I'll just look at oil temperature, oil pressure, per engine instruments. Cool. Power mixture instruments. Cruise checklist complete. Cruise checklist complete. And then it's not that bad out here actually. We'll do a left 90 and then a right 90 for clearing turns. Okay. At a certain point, I'm going to stop telling you to do clearing turns. I'm just going to expect your first one, before your first maneuver, to do a couple clearing turns. And then after that, just make like radio calls or effort to clear the area. So go ahead and do a clearing turn here. Alright, check left. Clear left, turn left. Forget what my original heading was. 340. Or you can change it and go directly to that P.
Good traffic, white gray offshore San Alejo, 3,500. Good traffic.
Traffic, Archer,
right now?
Charlie Alpha, we're borderline Archer, wherever, San Alejo,
Center,
local,
right.
inland at 3,500, back to we're seeing, close traffic.
Alright, we'll keep it offshore.
Yeah, both of y'all are at 3,500.
Roger, 6 traffic.
Okay, Coast Charlie Blue at Cessna 50 Delta offshore Del Mar Racetrack 4,500 northbound maneuvering coastal.
to about 5,000 for maneuvers.
Okay. Alright.
Everybody was blocked there.
Coastal traffic,
ahead and face towards that
22
peak.
single P22, Ocean Pier,
Set
proceeding
your heading
northbound
bug.
to Crystal Pier.
And we'll go into slow flight. Okay, slow flight's going to be a little tricky because it's bumpy, so it's going to be a lot of pitch power management. Okay, carb, and trying to chase that heading. If you look outside, it's going to be your best friend for this. Yeah. Coast Charlie Boy says to 50 Delta offshore, San Elijo, 4,500 northbound, slow flight coastal. Okay, I'll bleed off some speed. Then do first set of flaps. One after another. You want to get kind of all your flaps in before you get into that, 50 knot range.
San Diego North, Flight Cessna Valley Center, 4,500 stalls, San Diego North.
Flaps 30. And 50 knots, that's exactly where you want to be, so you have to pitch, add power, and then don't go below 45. Don't go below 45. Yeah, push. And then trim for 50. Let's trim for this 50. Ugh. Pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. If you need more power, carbine.
San Diego traffic, Cessna 7620 Golf Santa Quitos Lagoon, 1,200 feet southbound, San Diego.
Bag of Cheetos.
Very good.
San Diego coast traffic, helicopter northbound, Robinson R44, we're beam the 5 and the 52 exchange at about 900 feet, gonna be northbound along the 5, San Diego coastal.
Yep. The struggle to keeping the nose straight. This airplane is, look outside. This airplane, I think, likes to be in slow flight at about 1950 RPM. So chop that, we gotta go back down to 4,500, so reduce that throttle, and we gotta lower that nose for 50 knots.
San Diego East, White Cessna over Alpine Dirt Patch, 7,400, maneuvering San Diego East.
Yeah. One thing to remember as you trim for your speed is that in a descent, the airplane will gain a couple of knots because of just gravity, and then we'll lose a couple knots in a climb. So as you're trimming for slow flight, if you're in a small descent, just realize that might change if you change your power. But you're mostly trimming for speed.
1 Sierra Alpha is Encinitas.
Keep it on coming down to 4,500.
Doing some maneuvers at this altitude.
Coast Guard Blue SS 50 Delta offshore, split between Encinitas, San Elijo, 4,500 northbound coastal. Alright, and then go up, I think about 2,000 RPM might hold us there, so just control your sight picture, don't let that move at all. See where it wants to put you as far as altitude goes. Trim for it, so don't look inside only, you let go, you're looking inside, but the nose is falling. Make sure you look outside if you're going to try to let go and see where things are to troubleshoot. That power setting and sight picture looks pretty dang close. See how you're turning left? Yeah, I'm trying to bring in right foot to keep straight. Good. Okay. So that's your sight picture right there. Hold everything. Just by looking outside. As long as the nose doesn't move and your power setting doesn't change and you don't let the wind disrupt you too much, as that nose popped up there, forward pressure. Okay. Right? As it's turning you to left, right wing. A little bit of right foot too. Right wing instantly, because we're coming in the left quite a bit. Not too much right wing, because then we'll oscillate, because we're mushy, we're slow. Yeah, right.
San Diego Coastal, 561 Sierra Alpha, 5,000 over Encinitas, Sean Delta.
Looking good so far, nose is a little high. Yep. So that's why we're slow and climbing. Sweet, now we're going to do some turns, so make sure you do all turns.
San Diego Coastal traffic, helicopter corporate 9 Robinson R44,
right turn, heading 150.
southeast at about 1,000 feet. We'll be turning southbound along the shoreline, 500 feet, San Diego Coastal. San Diego Coastal, helicopter 22 Tango, got that Moonlight Beach, 500 feet southbound, I got the R4040, right? Should be no tax. Coast traffic, white gray Cessna, San Alejo, deep turn 3,500, guys traffic.
Coast traffic, white Cessna 50 Delta offshore, bag of Cheetos, 4,500 southbound coastal. Too much bank. Good. Slower the better. Slow flight. It's going to be a lot easier to capture since the controls are so mushy. They're less responsive. Rolled out too early, maybe. Oh, that was really good. Perfect. Okay, let's go for the recovery. Okay. The recovery is, we're already high, so you probably want to lead with lowering the nose first to 4 fingers. Go all the way down to 4 fingers, full power. It might be hard to push here for a second, but as you bring up the flaps, that'll get easier. So go flaps up to 20 right away. That's 30. This one has 40 degrees on it. Alright.
That dude doing steep turns right there?
The 20 to 10 is a big drop, so go ahead and hit the 20 to 10. And then the last 10 degrees is the hardest to make sure the nose doesn't fall, so go ahead and bring up that last 10. That push you were putting usually goes into a pole. Yep. And then you'll have to maybe reestablish, but here you're at 85, 90 knots. Power back to 2100. Nice nose factor, and then just try to maintain your 4,500. Okay. Okay. So don't just stop it from getting worse, fix it. Because sometimes just stopping from getting worse might not be enough, and you may still
So you want
to always put effort into fix, rather than just being okay with like 40 feet off or something.
San Diego North, white Cessna.
Oh, nice job, dude. You maintain your heading plus or minus 10 degrees, maintain your altitude plus or minus 100, and your airspeed was really solid the whole time. Cool. That was a great slow flight. Lance?
I lost track of the dude deep turns though.
I got everyone on ADSB right here. I think he's off our 10 moving 9 o'clock, 1,000 feet below us, right there.
Oh, okay.
San Diego East, white Cessna, Alpine Dirt Patch 75.
So the power wasn't the problem, it was your pitch.
My speeds. San Diego Coastal, white and gray Cessna, 3,500 northbound, slow flight, San Diego Coastal.
Alright, so I want to point out...
San Diego Coast traffic, helicopter corporate down to Robinson on 44, we're being
we can keep on this heading towards Point Loma. We'll do a power off stall. Yep. Okay, we don't need to do clearing turns, just a radio call works. So offshore.
5,200.
San Alejo.
For Shondell, as needed.
San Diego Coastal, Blue and White Cessna, 5150 Delta, offshore, San Alejo, southbound, 4,300 stalls, coastal.
Okay, so 148 is my heading. I'll go carb heat. About a little fast, but I'll go power it down to 1600. Let the nose fall. Maintain. Get the flaps in quickly if you are going to let the nose fall, because your speed will pick up really fast, and you don't want to bust that 110
San Diego Coastal, 2 Tango, down my race track, southbound along the shoreline, 500 feet going into Montgomery.
You're going to go carb heat, throttle flaps 10, and then go ahead and go flaps 20, and then just keep punching them in as you look outside. Okay, just hold your altitude, or sorry, heading. Right.
San Diego Coastal, white Cessna, turn around towards my northbound, 1,000.
Little right foot will do you some good here. There you go. Full. Flaps full. Alright, so you're probably going about 60, 65 with that side picture. We're at 65. Power to idle.
Power to idle, catch the nose.
Good.
Kind of bearing to the right there. I'll slowly pull it back.
No aileron usage after the stall brakes, only
Stall
feet.
on, buffeting. Stall.
Good control after the power goes in. Flaps right up to 20. Carb heat then goes in. You're above 60 knots. Let her climb. Let it climb. Nose at the horizon. Great.
Positive rate. Above 60, go to flaps 10.
Catch again. Bring that nose up a little higher. And
Positive rate, flaps up.
go and level off at 4,000 feet. Okay. At about...
San Eagle, so 2 Tango, Delmar racetrack 500 feet. I got that Cessna a mile offshore northbound site.
Roger, we got you inside as well.
Nice, and let's flip a UE and we'll go back, point towards the other peak. Here's a dude right here.
San Eagle, Coastal Skyhawk 10 Alpha.
C-130, yeah.
Is 5,500 Chandel.
They're really busy today. I've seen 2 C-130s and a couple F-18. Raider 08. Pretty cool. I want to fly that thing.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay. Cool. Alright, now we just want to set up for power on stall. Okay, so carb heat. I'll reduce throttle. Won't have pressure to maintain altitude. I'll bleed myself down to 55. Good. 60 knots.
60's okay?
60 is totally fine. Yeah, it's really hard to get this thing down to 60, or sorry, 55 without the stall warning horn coming on. Okay. 65.
San Eagle,
Close
Coastal
enough.
Skyhawk
Close
10 Alpha. 6,000 feet over
Full
Encinitas.
power.
Maneuvering.
Foot. Look outside. Carb heat goes
Any
in as
fluid
well.
up high?
Carb heat in.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Nice. I don't recommend 1,000 feet.
San Luis, White Cessna, Alpine Dirt Patch, 4,500,
Look straight out.
heading back to Gillespie.
See how the wing is dipping? Right foot. A little more. There's the horn. And there's the stall. Nice job. There's the stall. Good. Lower that nose. Control it down. Good. No aileron usage. That was perfect. You're above 60 knots. Let her climb.
Yep. Pitch for the horizon.
And then positive rate. Clear of all obstacles. Pitch for VY. So normally you want to pitch for VX out of this first one.
I pitch right for VY.
No worries. And then just go ahead and level off at 4,500.
Okay. Tricky too when all I have is ocean on my
It is
area here.
It is tricky.
I try to use that as like my reference to
if you're turning or not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. Something like that.
Coastal traffic, ugly, 0260 crest, 600 feet, 2 miles offshore of Del Mar, northbound.
Would he call himself ugly?
I heard that too. Like, I can't.
What a call sign.
I can't pay attention to the rest of what you're saying because
You just said ugly.
called yourself ugly.
Like 600 feet offshore, I think Del Mar's northbound. Okay, cool. So now we want to try for some steep turns. How you feeling? Go for it.
San Diego North,
Alright,
White
so,
Cessna Valley Center, 2,500,
steep turns.
ground reference maneuver, San Diego North.
The procedure for getting into it is we start a left turn to 30 degrees of bank. We're not stopping at 30, we're continuing past, but it's like our first check mark. It's where we start to really lose that vertical component of lift and start to fall out of the sky.
Right.
So it takes a little bit of back pressure, just as you get there, like a small
Amount of throttle
amount of tension. And then a couple hundred RPM, just a small audible amount, doesn't have to be perfect there.
Okay.
As we continue over to 45 degrees of bank, once we hit 45 degrees of bank, we need to pull. Now the airplane does something that maybe you won't read in a lot of textbooks, but it's if you're in a bank and you pull a lot, the airplane will increase its bank. So that's like one of the overbanking tendencies that they don't teach you about in the books. Another overbanking tendency is just the fact that the outboard wing is moving faster than the inboard, so it has the tendency to create more lift and overbank you.
Right.
So just watch for that as you hit 45 degrees of bank and you pull. Let's see, that guy's, he is at our same altitude, but he's southeastbound, so we'll see what he does. Looks like he's turning this way, but descending.
Are you doing steep turn?
I don't know.
I think he's
We can flip
heading southbound now.
Can turn to the right 90 degrees. Got some eyeballs on you, man.
It's kind of we're kind of heading towards. Oh, we're above him though, so I think it's. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's definitely descending now.
Yeah, now he's turning inland.
Cool. We're fine. Go ahead and find a peak to point towards
that white thing in the on the mountain.
Let's maybe go something a little more inland, just so we don't get in the way of Palomar's departures. Okay.
Traffic, 9 o'clock, 1 mile, 800 feet below.
The same guy?
Yeah, same guy. No factor. Okay, great. So anyway, as we go into this 45-degree bank, once we hit 30 degrees, it's at a little bit of back pressure and a little bit of power.
New coast area.
And then 45 degrees bank, you need to pull a bunch. And then it's all about sight picture after that.
Maneuver.
Okay? So you're going to try to bring in that first left turn, this line of rivets on the right side.
Up your right wing here, we're eastbound.
And you're going to match it with the horizon line. So
Do we have you
rivets on the horizon line for you. It looks different for me. Okay. And then for you in the right turn, it'll be the left side of the cowling matched with the horizon line. So just a little different. So challenge yourself to look for that stuff. I want to try covering your
So
instruments.
instead of looking for my bank angle on here, it's
well,
these rivets or this edge of the cowling.
not necessarily. You can't quite see your exact bank angle out here, but what you are looking for is the sight picture that's going to make you maintain the same altitude.
Right.
So as long as you're
So I check here for bank angle, and then everything else is out here.
correct. Yep. Okay. And so let's start right on the money of 4,500, so we can have a good baseline, and then hit your heading bug on that peak. I have that closer one in sight. Okay. Okay. And we want to start below maneuvering speed at 2100 RPM, which gives us about 85, 90 knots. So we want to maintain this altitude plus or minus 100 feet, maintain the heading plus or minus 10 as we roll out, and then plus or minus 10 knots on the speed. Okay. Okay. And then the bank angle has to be pretty darn accurate within 5 degrees on that. Okay. Little tiny tick. So go ahead and start that left turn. I'll walk you through it. Smooth, and then right now start adding a tiny bit of back pressure. Add a little bit of power. Start pulling back even harder and bring that line of rivets up to the horizon line. Don't let it overbank you as you pull. Pull a lot harder. Big time. Right there. Looks really good.
Skyhawk 1 Sierra Alpha.
And so
over Encinitas, we'll be maneuvering
make it a
between
little bit
5
more.
and 6
Notice how you're climbing is because we don't have
Alpha.
enough bank in. Now pull a lot harder here. Don't let it overbank you as you pull. Pull, pull, pull. That is more your sight picture. Okay. Watch the overbanking tendency. Don't push. You need to be pulling. Pull, 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 pull. We're still losing altitude, and now we're quite a bit underbanked. Push as you come out of the turn, because that vertical component of lift is returning. Add some right foot. Go into the right turn. Get that right foot in. There you go. Look right outside. Put the left side of the cowling at the horizon. Get to 45 degrees of bank, and you're going to have to pull quite a bit to maintain it. We don't have very much right foot in, and so if you add it in right now, you've got to pull and counteract the overbanking. So add some right foot, take out bank, because we're overbanked, that's why we're descending, and pull. Right foot, more right foot, get that ball center, there you go, that's better. That looks really good. And then your landmark is over here. So come out of it and push to 4 fingers so you don't climb, or you can use that climb to your advantage if you're low. Hold it there, power to 21. That's about 20, 30. That was pretty good. And that left turn, it was a little underbanked. Okay.
San Diego North, White
And we're just still honing in on the side picture, so it's not that big of a deal.
I got like my. That was weird. My left rivets were the ones lining up with the horizon that time.
Okay.
And I couldn't really figure. Maybe I should have done left.
In the left turn?
Yeah, in the left turn. I was thinking, should I have left rudder to bring my nose back down, or pull?
So the rudder needs to just be ball centered the whole time. Okay. For both turns. You don't need a lot of rudder in the left turn. You do need it in the right. What you want to use to control the rivets and where it is on the horizon is how much pull you're doing. So less pull maybe,
because you were telling me to pull more, and I was like, I was thinking, okay, that wasn't going to help me get these rivets on the same. Maybe I'm talking about the wrong ones. So the left rivets for you. Like I said, it looks different for me, so the parallax. I'll tell you where the side picture is, you tell me what it looks like for you. Okay. Okay. We'll do it one more time. So we have our prominent landmark. Yep. And 4,500. Okay. So go ahead and start that left turn. As you get into the turn, start a little bit of back pressure. Our goal is to look outside this whole time, so we don't want the nose fall. Okay, there's your power at 30 degrees. Pull back a lot more. And right there, we need to bring the power or the nose up a lot more. That's your side picture, a little overshot, and you're underbanked. Get more bank in. As you get more bank in, the nose will fall, so you must pull simultaneously as you add more bank. That's your sight picture, just a little bit on the high side. That's great. Whatever that looks like, memorize that. Okay. Because look here. Okay, then here's your prominent landmark. Push to 4 fingers. Right foot helps you get into that right turn. Go ahead. Oh. And then keep getting to 45 degrees of bank, and that's your sight picture. And then just manipulate the bank slightly. So try looking outside the whole time. Really, really good. The vertical speed indicator lies to you a little bit, so the best indication that you possibly have in the cockpit are your eyeballs out here. Yeah. And then slowly take out that bank. There's your landmark. Push to 4 fingers. Simultaneously reduce the throttle. Overshot it. Now, that's okay. Not too bad. Oops. Coast Travis Blue SS50 Delta over Encinitas, 4,500 eastbound steep turns coastal. Alright, go ahead and add a little bit more power. I challenge you to do it one more time once we get this guy out of the way. I got him in sight. Okay.
12 o'clock, 1 mile, 300.
I'll get his tail number. 6 Charlie Alpha, you up?
Yeah, 6 Charlie Alpha.
12 o'clock, high, no factor. Now 1, 2 o'clock.
3,500. 1 6 Alpha.
Okay. Sweet. Now
you got it.
Thank you. Alright, lower that nose. Let's maintain 4,500. And then let's do it one more time. Yep. Okay, so let's get everything copacetic because the speed's changing. A little high. Yeah. And maybe reduce that throttle about 80 RPM. This is why side picture is super important, because especially if you're doing your check ride when it's bumpy out, we want things to be super dialed. As far as like if you get bounced around, where are you going to bring the nose back to, right? A lot of people do steep turns just from looking inside. Okay, I'm going to cover you. There's your sight picture. You know what to do. I'll tell you when it's about 45. Actually, I'll give you your bank angle. Add power. Pull. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, 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 pull. Big pull. Big pull. Big pull. More pull. Less bank. Pull harder. Less bank. Right there. That's great. We might have lost some altitude there, but I bet we're not climbing or descending anymore. Okay, need a little bit more pull in you. There's your sight picture. 4 fingers as you add right foot for the right turn. Nailed the heading. Still on 50 or 4,400, that's all we want. Okay, back pressure now. A little bit high on the side picture, so we might be climbing. There's your bank angle. Let's glance. That's actually doing really good. Keep that bank angle going at 45, and then your side picture is for sure high, so I feel like we're getting slow. You feel that? Yeah. You're going like this a little bit. Yeah. So I'll stop giving it to you. I just want you to look outside. And then roll back out. Lower your nose 4 fingers. Reduce the throttle 2,100. Nice job, dude. Awesome altitude. It's okay. You nailed your heading the entire time. You nailed your bank angle the whole time. And the only reason why you lost 100 feet is because your side picture was a little low on one of those turns. I think it was the first one. Okay. But that was great. That was really, really good. That's all there is to it. Okay. We can climb up and do one more with full access, and I'm not saying a word. How's your stomach feeling? Fine. Hell yeah. That's great. Let's just do one more of those, just so I can give you a check mark today for steep turns. Okay. So get her all ready.
So 4,500 on the 2,100. I saw one of the videos on your sheet. The guy was talking about doing like 2 rolls of trim for the left one and then 3 for the right one or something like that. Yeah, that is a thing. I stopped doing it that way. You might have even saw that it was in my homework document like that. I need to change that still. I found that if you mechanically set up the airplane to do it for you, it teaches you. You don't get the point of steep turns, I guess. Yeah, Whereas this way, you can manipulate the control. If you can manipulate the controls to hold your sight picture, then you're looking outside. Right. Versus I can totally mechanically set this up and go hands-free and just watch the airplane do a steep turn for me, but it's I think you learn less from that. So that's why I veered away from that. That makes sense. A year and a half ago. It's going a little slow. Okay. Only 82. Just lower that nose a smidge, and I think you won't lose altitude. I think you'll just gain your speed back. It's just in a transitionary period. Yep. Nice. All right, ready? Go for it. Yep.
San Diego Coastal, Cessna 733 Whiskey Tango, Encinitas, 1,500, southbound along the coast. San Diego Coastal.
Didn't quite push enough as you transition to that next turn. Part of the reason you climb so high now, yeah.
San Diego Coastal, Sky 561 Sierra Alpha over Encinitas. It's gonna be 5,500 feet, leaving.
You're overbanked. Okay. G-forces might kick in. You might start to descend here in a second. Push. Power. Part of the reason is that you kind of add a little bit extra throttle than you were on the previous turns. And so that could be one of the reasons that you climbed a bit. So you didn't need as much back pressure. And then you're not pushing enough as you come out of that turn and you roll into the next one. If you stay level flight, the load factor totally goes away, and the airplane is gonna want to climb on you because of not only increased vertical lift, but also decreased load factor. And so the faster you go into that right turn, the easier it is for you not to climb. Okay. Okay. But that was still really good. You're looking outside, you're coming back to the same heading every time. This is good stuff, man. Cool. So, let's turn around. Let's go this way.
We got this Cherokee in sight. We're going to be circling just a little bit further north of where we are, and then heading back to Palza.
Good call. Maybe there was a reason I mounted this thing. Right there. Got that too. Coast Road Blue SS 50 Delta, Rancho Santa Fe, 4,600, turning southbound coastal. Some of these houses under us are just nuts. Oh, really nice. Yeah, the Rancho Santa Fe area. Oh yeah, they are really nice. Holy cow.
1290 Charlie, you up?
Hi, Tom. Got the right.
Tennis courts and
we're just going to face out to you.
Okay, and we're
turn like face towards the Del Mar racetrack. I apologize in advance. It might get a little bumpy the closer we get to the ground. Just lost your engine. Okay. I will pitch for 65 by pulling my trim all the way back. My best place to land looks to be those polo fields over there, so I'll turn towards that and speed up a little bit to get my 65. There we go. I'll go carb heat out for this. I'll start trying stuff. I'll make sure this is on both. I'll make a change here. I'll make a change here. I'll prime the engine. I'll try the magnetos. Scrap that didn't work. I'll secure the airplane now and make sure I'm still going 65 and towards my target. Turn this off. Full lean. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'll turn turn the keys off. I'll leave my master on so that I can squawk and talk. I'll go 7700 here. I'll go to 121.5. I'll switch off it and I'll say Mayday, 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 Cessna 5150 Delta. Engine out in flight. Engine failure in flight. Landing in the polo fields, 2 souls on board. And then real quick before you go on to the next thing, go ahead and make a standard radio call. Say where you are. Okay. And that we're 3,800 descending for 1,500 engine out procedures. San Diego Coastal, blue and white Cessna 5150 Delta, Del Mar Racetrack, 4,500 descending, 1,500 engine out procedures, San Diego Coastal. To the polo fields. You said Del Mar, we're pretty much over the polo fields now. Okay. So I think people think we're over there at 4,500. Okay. We're at 3,500. It's fine. Okay, my bad. No worries. Keep going. Okay. I'll tell you, the passenger, to put your seatbelt on. Grab my bag, put it in front of you, embrace. Scoot your seat all the way back. Open your door, latch it while it's open so we don't get stuck in here. And then, Mr. Examiner, I will leave my flaps until I have the field made because I can never get the altitude back. Where's my target? I should turn. It's right beneath us. Okay, I'll start circling maybe. So just, I would say, try to aim for it with it slightly off your left-hand side just so you can still see it. And then we want to circle left over it because you're in the left seat. Okay. I'll leave my master on until just before touchdown. That's it. Is that it? And I'll check my checklist to make sure. Back it up. Maintain best glide. Check.
San Diego Coastal.
Squawk 7700. Check.
5,000 maneuvering. San Diego Coastal.
Mixture full lean. Idle cutoff. Check. Fuel selector off. Check. Why is it doing this? So just hold it. Yeah. You're letting it just oscillate. It's like the nose is rising and slowing down. Then the trim is like, I'm trimmed for faster than this, dude. And then it's gonna lower, and then it's gonna gain too much speed and develop lift. And like, I'm trimmed for faster than this, and it's gonna just constantly go like this. So you gotta kind of prevent it from doing that. If it wants to rise, prevent it from rising. If it wants to fall, prevent it from falling. Gotcha. I'm just gonna play that game a little bit.
Charlie Alpha, Blue White Piper Archer over Encinitas, Brexton, Steeper. San Diego Coastal later.
Mixture, down here. Full selector off, check. Seatbelt harnesses, check. Flaps is needed, check. Master mags off, check. Master doors, check. Check body, check. Emergency checklist complete. Let's fly the plane. I'm a little slow. I'll start circling now. Yep, so we're a little bit further away than downwind.
3 Whiskey Tango.
And so I would go ahead and start your circles because we have 1,000 feet to lose. Normally a regular old left 360 slightly over standard rate would make us lose 1,000 feet. But we kind of need to hasten this first turn so we can face that way, get closer to our field.
Coastal traffic, White Archer.
And then we'll have to do a pretty quick descending left 270 to get back to the downwind. So level off. Level the wings off.
And then northbound.
Level off.
At 1,000.
And don't want to nose rise too much. And then hold it here so we can get a little closer.
San Diego Coastal Aero 16422 just over the Scripps Pier.
And then now do a left 270.
Climbing for 6,000 northbound.
We gotta do a left 270 in 500 feet. Watch your speed. So airspeed control, just if it starts to increase, just make the change. Okay. If it starts to decrease, make the change. We gotta get that turn in. Going too slow. A little bit of left foot looks like will help here. And if you overbank it, well, let's come out of that a little bit. Let's come out of that a little bit. Okay. Tough. It's tough when it's bumpy. But you just gotta look outside. If you don't let the nose move much, then the speed isn't gonna change. Okay. You know? That's what a big thing that steep turns teaches us. Okay, we're about... we're 1,000 feet AGL, downwind at beam. Yep. Okay, don't get any lower than 1,500, so go ahead and level off at 1,500. RP down for now. There's 1,500. Then you can start turning around towards Del Mar and working out some of that trim. Watch your speed.
San Diego Coast traffic, Blue and White Piper Archer 6 Charlie Alpha over Santa Fe Lagoon, practicing steep turns. San Diego Coastal area.
Push hard with that left hand. Don't be shy. That's a hard one to manage. I force it on you because I want you to not be afraid to push really hard with your left hand when the nose is trying to rise on you, and be quick to getting that trim out.
Yeah.
That could happen to you if it's called an elevator trim stall. It's another way to practice a power on stall, is that you could adjust your trim before you take off. Someone trimmed it the complete opposite way. You go full power to take off and the nose skyrockets on you.
Okay.
And so, it's a little bit of what you're feeling there.
A little high.
Yep. We'll go offshore and we'll set up for turns around a point over Del Mar Racetrack. I think we've done that once.
A couple times, yeah.
Okay.
San Diego Coastal,
actually it is 1:30, so I know you're going to be back, so let's just go back up.
Torrey Pines, heading to Del Mar Racetrack, 4,800, climbing to 6,500, maneuvering, simulating engine failures, San Diego Coastal.
Where did they say it was?
Coast Shadow Door, Cessna 50 Delta, right over the Del Mar Racetrack, 1,700. We're westbound to go offshore, then south along the shoreline coastal.
Bumpy.
Thanks, that 422.
Yeah, this wouldn't be fun to do with a turn around the points.
Yeah, it would.
Send.
Good. I'm sure it goes without saying, but anytime you're experiencing turbulence, make sure you never let go of the yoke. 1,500, and then go ahead and turn southbound. And also try not to give it too much bank, because the airplane could just randomly overbank you with some turbulence, and immediately be fighting that turbulence when it takes you one way. Immediately be putting the counteracting force.
Right, okay.
You're doing great. And then I think our trim is just real slow here. We're not at full power, we're only going 80 knots, and our sight picture is really high. So I think we should have some more power in. Come a little bit more to the right, lower that nose some more, so we can gain some speed. We're climbing. I'd say maybe take out 100 now, just so we stay below maneuvering speed. We talked about the VG diagram last time.
Right, yeah.
And then I think you're going to climb, so I'd put in some trim. Might feel a little better, or maybe I'm just totally wrong. I think that's a little bit overdone, but just use your hand to hold it, and then trim out when you need to, instead of trying to use your trim to change pitch.
Simulated engine out, Del Mar, 5,500, set down to 1,500.
Alright, can we go ahead and grab ATIS?
Sounds good.
Temperature 21, dew point -9, altimeter 3028, ILS runway 28 right approach in use. Landing runways 28 right, runway 28 left. The tower frequency for runway 28 right is 125.7. No practice approaches to Brown Field. Montgomery Tower, disinformation Tango 2053 Zulu. Wind variable at 5. Weather better than 5,005. Temperature 21, dew point -9, altimeter 3028. ILS runway 28 right approach in use. Landing runways 28 right, runway 28 left. The tower frequency for runway 28 right is 125.7.
Alright. I would still call that light turbulence back there.
Call it what turbulence?
Light turbulence.
I hate it.
I thought Lindsay was gonna hate it too, but
She's a professional though.
Yeah, she. I forgot that she probably handles that stuff all the time.
Wind 250 at 10.
A little quiet for me, how do I?
Okay. I like about 70%, I think, is a good amount on average. Cool, you can call offshore Torrey Pines, 1,500 inbound landing. Tango.
Montgomery Tower, Cessna 5150 Delta, offshore Torrey Pines, inbound landing Tango.
Cessna 5150 Delta, Montgomery Tower, make left traffic, runway 28 left.
Left traffic 28 left, 50 Delta.
Offshore Torrey Pines 1,500.
Yeah, I realized that as soon as I said it.
Watch outside. Left. Started a descending right turn there for a second.
Yep.
Back up to... If he said ident, what does that mean?
Means push this IDNT button.
Yeah, perfect.
And it sends a little pulse to, or like it pings his little radar so he knows,
yeah,
can find us more easily.
If he said squawk altitude, what does that mean?
Make sure I'm on ALT mode.
Yeah. I'm curious to, I almost want to do it, press the on button when we get a little closer and have him yell at us for squawking, not squawking altitude. He won't yell at us, he'll just be like, hey, 50 Delta, I'm not receiving the altitude portion of your transponder. Try recycling or squawk altitude, or a couple phrases he might use.
Okay.
All it does is it just makes us like a target, but it doesn't show us the altitude, or show him the altitude.
Okay. But why would we do that?
Because it's on video. To prove a point. Just because, I mean, it happened to a student of mine. I think I texted you the video of his flight to Ramona. Maybe I didn't. He didn't squawk altitude, and so it's he was just getting told by air traffic control to squawk altitude, and he didn't know. And then they asked another pilot, and the other pilot didn't know in a different aircraft. And it's just
nobody knew what that meant.
He didn't know. Yeah, nobody knew. Not even ATC could direct the pilot enough to just press that little button. And it just put him behind the airplane on a solo to Ramona a lot. So I just overstress it a little bit now, since my student is the one that got yelled at.
Okay.
We don't have to do it.
Makes me scared because I want him to know my altitude in case there's
traffic. No worries, dude.
Okay, there's here, bar.
502, number 1, runway 28 left, clear touch and go. Traffic 2 miles on for thrill.
28 left, clear touch and go, number 1, 502.
Just doing just one landing, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, I think so. So whenever we come back out over the ocean, we want you to come back the same way, southwest Mount Soledad, just like you're doing. If you're at 3,500 when you're being Mount Soledad or past Grits Pier, you want to start that descent. Negative, how much RPM gives us a 500 feet per minute descent?
18?
If we take out 300 RPM, the minus 300 RPM from any position we're at, we'll put the airplane at about a 500 feet per minute descent and maintain pretty much that same speed. You gain a few knots in a Cessna in a descent. And so that's normally what we'd be doing right now. And then as you're doing that, you want to think about the descent and landing checklist, which is simply satisfied by doing a quick GUMPS check.
Okay.
And if you have time, go ahead and back it up with a checklist. So go ahead and run a GUMPS real quick.
Okay. Carb heat will leave until we reduce throttle.
Yep.
Gas, fine. Undercarriage, down welded, mixture. If I go full rich. Propeller, nothing. Seatbelt switches. We'll go landing light. On.
Gas undercarriage, make sure propeller flaps. But we're going to save our flaps too.
Right.
Seatbelt switches, landing lights on. Cool. That satisfies most of the stuff. The only thing that's left out in this checkmate descent pre-landing landing checklist is like your altimeter and checking your brake pressure. So like you can feel your brake pressure right now and feel that there's some pushback. It's not super mushy.
Okay.
And so if we go through the descent landing checklist, because we have time, go ahead and run through that. Descent, pre-landing, and landing.
Okay, mixture rich, fuels both, carb heat as required, ATIS, we got altimeter. Could set that to the altimeter setting?
Yeah, and I would advise you
028.
doing that as soon as you get the ATIS.
Okay.
Wind C40 at 10.
But that's why the checklist is nice to back it up in case you forgot to do that.
028.
We just need you're pointing to the left side of the field, we got to point to the right side of the field so we enter a downwind midfield. And then make sure you don't descend any further.
Yep. Instruments.
Keep coming to the left side, we got to go to that right side.
Yep. Pre-landing brakes test, we did landing lights on. Autopilot's off. Seatbelt harness is on. Mixture, we did that already. Carpet as needed. We'll do that for our downwind to beam. Fuels both, lap as required.
Make sure you're coming back to here when you're running through that too.
Cessna 50 Delta, you're number 1, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Number 1, 28 left, clear to land, 50 Delta.
Okay.
That's 502, extend upwind, we'll look for a Cessna.
And then look at the landing checklist. It says just get to flaps 40, 60 knots, and gumps. So we've done everything. Yeah, we're just gonna follow the checklist and do our gumps check.
That we can say. 502, thanks. Number 2 by not Cessna, runway 28 left, clear touch and go.
Runway 28 left, clear touch and go, 502.
You do it over there.
Number 2, 502.
So you see how we're entering the downwind at like where people turn crosswind to downwind and not middle of the field? That's why I'm trying to push you to come more and more right. So by the time we were turning parallel, which it's time to turn now, we're middle field.
Lake Murray, runway 28 left, 216 Alpha Foxtrot. I have the traffic on my nose.
No, this is a little low, I think.
Cessna 6 Alpha Foxtrot, thanks. I'm not sure where they're going, let's see if they're going south now.
We're more
they're
parallel.
heading south, it looks like, and it's a Cessna 172.
Okay, thanks.
When it's really windy like this, one thing, the guy's turning crosswind right behind us. One thing is you can ask for a wind check, so you can determine where the wind is coming from. If we forgot from the ATIS, or maybe he announced it to us on our landing clearance, so we can just really do that. We don't even necessarily our tail number, just be like, wind check.
Wind 230 at Niner.
230 at Niner, so it's left to right on our 280 runway, and it's at 9 knots. And so it's 50 degrees off, 9 knots, quite a bit of good crosswind component, probably about a 6 knot crosswind component out of the left. Carp goes on.
Carp, we'll lose this. We're started 100 feet below TPA, so maybe not.
I'd still bring it back, I just wouldn't let the nose fall so rapidly like you're doing without getting to flaps. You remember, just like power stalls, carp, reduce throttle, instantly put in flaps if you're below the wide arc or if you have the 110 allowance. Okay. And then a good rule of thumb, if you're getting really tossed around, don't go 30 degrees of flaps. Yep. One of the extended flaps will give the air more to push you.
Okay, I think I can turn base now.
Okay. The wind's 230, so it's left to right. We're gonna have the highest ground speed on base. That has.
Okay, so steep in the bank.
I wouldn't steep in the bank. I would actually just reduce the throttle. I would not go over 30 degrees of bank in the descent there. Don't steep in the bank. Yeah, I think you're confusing that from turns around to point. That's a good catch. I like where your head's at with that one. I'm just saying that our higher ground speed will cause us to lose less altitude in a given distance.
Over Mount Soledad,
so
2,000.
Left to right, so I want to start this a little earlier.
Yeah, because our ground speed's high. Good.
Return, make left traffic, runway 28 left.
Fight that bank.
Left traffic,
go over 30.
422.
500.
See, we reduced the throttle quite a bit, and we're still high. Yeah, it's because our ground speed really picks up there on base.
Go idle.
216 Alpha Foxtrot.
And then we can go to like 25 degrees of flaps, get a little more in.
It looks like they'll pass behind you, no factor.
We definitely wouldn't go to 40 right now with a strong crosswind.
Okay.
Speeds don't change. We're still shooting for 60, 65.
A little bit of power.
If it's gusty, add a little bit of that crosswind component, or the gust factor. So like 65 is better.
Cessna 6 Alpha Foxtrot, thank you, and then you're following.
Now the wind's making us weather vane. Right foot, left aileron.
Go to land.
Reduce that throttle because it's too much. We're high. We're too fast as well, so just really chop that power. Bring the power back. Don't pull yet. Let the reduction of power reduce your speed. A little bit of right foot. Look at that, windsock almost full deflect. Right foot, left aileron. More right foot. We're sideways. More right foot. More right foot. We want to land on the left wheel first. That's great. Increase the crosswind as you land. All the way if you can.
Montgomery Tower, Archer 3001 Tango, holding short 28 left at Bravo, requesting a straight out
Then stay right on that center line.
Archer 3001 Tango, Montgomery Tower, ready to stand by, landing traffic.
Someone's behind us, I hope they don't have to go around.
Delta, turn left at Golf 1, contact ground.
Golf 1 over to ground, 50 Delta.
I think we made it just in time for them. Yep, that time.
Alright, flaps up.
mixture,
Montgomery Tower, Pacer
trim,
9407 Deltas, 2000 feet, Hells Mountain,
taxi
Orlando
light,
landing.
and
Pacer
a
9407 Delta, Montgomery Tower, heading to
that was a good flow. I'd say left to right, down and up, but that one works too. And then end on transponder ground. Don't have it because we did our engine at 1822. Okay, Golf 1 Hotel.
Montgomery Ground, Cessna 5150 Delta, Golf 1 Hotel, taxi executive.
Cessna 5150 Delta, Montgomery Ground, taxi via Hotel Juliet.
Hotel Juliet, 50 Delta.
Relax on that. How much? Yeah. Just be a little more patient. Cool, man. Nice job. We got a lot in. Yeah. Slow flight, power off, power on stalls, bunch of steep turns, and emergency ABCs.
That felt productive. Glad we flew.
Yeah.
Can't wait for my first crosswind free day to try some landings. Feels like it's just never happened.
Yeah. We've come out here at 7 a.m., right? But even that day, I think it was a little windy too.
Yeah.
We should try for another 7 a.m. or once the Santa Ana winds go away.
Yeah.
I think it's going to continue for like this whole week, though.
Guessing my flight to Tahoe tomorrow is going to be turbulent.
Oh yeah. Dude, I don't have a flight after this if you want to come over and grab my Icon Pass.
Sure.
I live
That'd be awesome.
I live like 2 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'll save you a couple $100.
Dude.
And then in Tahoe, they don't check. So you just roll up to the thing and you scan it and you're like, cool. You're gonna ski for 1 day or 2 days?
Probably just one, because most of it's going to be just keeping the kids entertained.
Yeah. Is your wife gonna go with you?
Yeah.
Nice. She likes to ski?
No, actually, I tried to get her into a lesson with me, but we couldn't find it. A lesson that started at the right time as the ones that our kids were doing, because we'd have to get across the mountain to get to ours, and at the same time, so it was just oh dang, wasn't really gonna work. But
you're gonna go to Alpine or Squaw? Or I guess Palisades now.
I have no idea. It's North Star, is the hotel we're staying at.
I don't know.
Okay, I've never been there before. I'm not familiar.
Right here's good.
Okay, right here. So I'll go. I'll turn this off.
Keys, master, lights. Cool. Yeah, steep turns weren't so bad.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely good that I think we took a break on them for quite a while until you got more comfortable in the airplane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome.
A big part of it too was just
I wasn't doing it, you were?
I mean, just kind of when I know I need to pull back on the yoke and I know that there's going to be a G-force increase,
yeah,
my body can kind of prepare for it.
For sure.
But when you first showed me, I was so caught off guard.
Yeah.
I got sweaty palms and
poor guy.
Felt lightheaded.
Oh no.
That was rough. Make sure you don't hit anything. Watch the high wing especially. keep accumulating so much stuff that I have to pack up.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be nice to just own a plane and not have to worry about it.
Yep.
Someday, maybe.